Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Joe Nicasio, your business coach, coming to you from Arlington, Texas. And the question I have for you today is, what problems do you solve? What problems do I solve? Um, it's really, when I'm sizing up somebody's business, I'll ask two questions. They say I'm in business already. It's like, okay, who's your ideal customer and what problem do you solve for them? And honestly, a lot of people really struggle with this. My ideal customer, is a business like anybody who wants a website, and I'm a website developer. Well, no, you're not solving a problem. That doesn't explain what problem do you solve. And so, uh, look, if you can't answer that question, I already know you're in trouble as a business owner. I already know that, like, you don't know who your ideal customer is, and you can't really say, do you know how this big problem, what I do is this big solution? If you don't know what problem you solve for people, you know, uh, people will pay to have problems solved. There's two kinds of problems: the problems that people will pay to solve, and the problems people won't pay to solve. And so it's really important that you understand that this is an important part of growing a business. And I've learned to solve a lot of different problems, and I think you probably do too. But we got to give language to it so people know. I work with this kind of people and I solve this kind of problem. Because if you don't do that, guess what? You're lucky to be in business in the first place. It's a real issue. It's a real issue if you can't answer those two questions. Who's your ideal customer and what problem do you solve for them? Well, why? Because it's really difficult for people to, number one, understand for themselves, and number two, it's almost impossible for them to refer business to you. How many times have we gone to a networking event and we've talked to people and they've given us our business card? We talk to other people and we come home, we got a stack of business cards. And some of these, we look at this business card, it's like, I'm reading their business card and I still don't know what they do. And I talk to them and I still don't know what they do. It's like, it's a real problem. So, you want to get really good about letting people know what problem you solve for them. And here's a really good formula. Do you know how big problem? What I do is big solution. That's the most basic elevator speech. Do you know how a lot of people um, don't have enough customers? They don't have enough leads. Well, what I do is help them get leads every day and customers every week. Okay. That's one of the problems I solve. I'll tell you one of the big problems I solve. Do you know how people spend thousands, tens of thousands of dollars on personal development? They go to Landmark and spend money, and they go to Millionaire Mind and spend money, and they go to Tony Robbins and spend money. Do you know how people spend lots of money to learn how to be a better entrepreneur, and they still don't know what business they're in and their business isn't working? Well, I'm Joe, and I'm the guy that I'll roll up my sleeves with you and help you figure that out so we can actually, start your business and get you monetizing. Look, when you know who your customer is and you know what problem you solve for them, you will generate more interest, you'll generate more leads, and you'll generate more clients. And you know what? It feels really warm and fuzzy. It feels really good when you nail this down. And if you can't say, here's who I work with and the problem I solve for them, you are lucky that if you're even in business in the first place. You're lucky if you have paying customers. Um, let me tell you a true story. I was in Chino, California, 7 o'clock in the morning. I was speaking at a networking meeting, and I pulled up in the parking lot, and I met a guy named Chris Burns, and we had never met before, and we talked a little bit beforehand, and I happened to be the featured speaker. And then after I gave my presentation, we talked further. He ended up hiring me. But I started talking to him, and it's like he loves personal development. He's got a bachelor's in electrical engineering, super bright guy. And the question I asked, so I said, what personal development classes have you taken? He's telling me Landmark and Millionaire Mind, all the Harv Eker classes. He's, studying master practitioner in neuro linguistic programming, Toastmasters. He was taking all these classes. I go, well, how many of these people are actually getting your cash register to ring? He said, none of them. I said, that's why you hire me. And he hired me on the spot, gave me a credit card, and hired me on the spot. And so I know it's true. If you can talk to people and you know who's your ideal customer, what problem you solve, you have made a major, hey, Gus, good to see you. You've made a major breakthrough in just talking about your business. So look, if you want help building a better business, if you want help building a better business, one bite-sized breakthrough at a time. If you need help choosing your business or branding your business, maybe you need an irresistible offer. Maybe you just need to figure out what problem you solve. Maybe you need lead generation. Maybe you need a better way to close sales. Please reach out to me. I love helping people grow their business. I love seeing people succeed in business, and I hate seeing people fail. I do. And that's why I do the work I do. I just got a message today from one of my clients. She hired me. She has 2 jobs. She hates them both. And I got a message from her today that she was able to she's making enough money in the business I helped her start. She's able to leave. She gave her notice, her 2 weeks notice, that she's leaving her soul sucking job. And so it feels really good. So maybe you're in business already and you're struggling, or you want to start that business and you need some guidance. Please reach out. I'm Joe Nicasio. I love helping people grow their business. And this is what I'm put on this planet to do. And if you want the help's available. God bless you and have an amazing day.